Item number 9 for possible action. Discussion and deliberation to approve, amend and approve, or reject change order number 1 for the contract of the Nye County Water District General Manager. I would just like to make one point before we move on with this item. The past year has been challenging, educational, and personally enriching. I enjoy what I'm doing, but I would like the public and anybody else involved, at no point have I pushed this increase myself. The changes were brought forward by board members and through multiple discussion with board members. So I just want that to be clear, that at no point was the general manager twisting the arm of the board for the increase.
Any discussion by board members?
Yeah, I have a question. You said the compensation under the contract for non-paid, you said was about a couple of thousand so far this fiscal year.
Are you talking about the expenses for the manager?
Yes,
Yes.
the non-salary or non,
Yeah, it's just over $2,000 is what was spent in the previous year.
And you expect sort of similar expenses, or do you think those are gonna go up?
I would expect, as we have meetings in the north, and as I engage more with the legislature and with more state stakeholders, that there will be more travel. The previous delineation had it set at $8,000. I don't think it'll ever get there, and I honestly don't think it'll ever get to $6,000. But having $2,000 worth of expenses and $8,000 budgeted kind of didn't make sense.
Okay, so you think that, for example, you may go to Carson City?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I should have already a couple of times.
Okay.
Any other questions? I'll open public comment. Is there anyone that would like to speak? Please give your name and spell the last.
My name is Frank Carboni, C-A-R-B-O-N-E. I think it's a good thing to bring his salary up on this individual for all the work that he's put into this. I think he's done a lot of good investigational work. I believe he's entitled to a change in salary. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else in the public that would like to comment?
Sure. Deborah Strickland, it's T-R-I-C-K-L-A-N-D, public comment. Agree. Matter of fact, I think you're getting 2 for the price of 1. He still doesn't have a secretary. Thank you.
John Koenig, K-O-E-N-I-G for the record. I agree with what you just heard from 2 commissioners. Dan's done a good job. He's taken some corrective action and learned a lot as we've gone through it. And I'm getting to the point where I can't tell him he's doing anything wrong anymore, so. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Is there anybody else that would like to comment? I'll close public comment and bring it back to the board.
And since he's just a point of observation, he's a contract individual, he's that's not covered by any collective bargaining agreement. He's at will or hire. So this is something that we have the purview, within our purview, to make that change in salary, I believe.
And I'll ask for action from the board.
I make a motion that we approve the revisement in compensation to our manager as provided for in the backup.
Is there a second?
I second it.
I'll call the board. Mr. Holden,
Aye.
Mr. Goodhart,
Aye.
Mr. Jackson, Mrs. Williams, aye. Passed 4-0. Next item.
Item number 10, supporting reports. Organization manager, staffing, county liaison. At this time, I have no reports, and Mr. Klinke doesn't, and Ms. Strickland and I discussed it. The liaison has no reports either.
Okay. And we'll was item 10, move to item 11.
Item number 11 for possible action, discussion and deliberation to set the time, date, and location of the next Water District Governing Board meeting for Tuesday, June 13, 2023, at 10 a.m. at the Pahrump Commissioners' Chambers.
Any comments from the board?
Is it normally the? Excuse me, I don't really have an issue with it, but I thought we were trying to, if I remember with our liaison, were we trying to put it for the first Tuesday of the month or the second? Is the second Tuesday is what you wanted at every month?
It has to be the second
Next
commissioners
Tuesday.
meet on the first.
Perfect, okay. So this fits with the liaison's preferred date.
Thank you for the consideration.
Any other comments? Then, as chair, we'll set the next meeting as June 13th, 2020 at 10 a.m. here in these chambers. Do you need a motion?
We should have a vote.
May I have a motion in a second?
I make a motion that we schedule our next regularly scheduled Nye County Water Board meeting for Tuesday, June 13th, 2023 at 10 a.m. here at the chambers.
Is there a second?
I second.
There's a motion and a second. Poll the board. Mr. Goodhart?
Aye.
Mr. Jackson?
Aye.
Mr. Holden?
Aye.
Mrs. Williams, aye. 4-0.
I will say on that item, we will have a quick turnaround on this meeting. It's going to be fast, so if board members have anything that they would like to discuss or matters that they'd like to agendize, get it to me ASAP so that I can put that agenda together.
Thank you. Close that item and move to item 12.
Item number 12, general public comment second, up to a 3-minute time limit per person on matters not listed on the agenda. Action will not be taken on matters considered during this period.
Is there anybody in the public that would like to speak? Seeing none in Jennifer, seeing none in Pahrump.
Chair, I'm sorry, I don't know whether to ask to speak now or in the next. I'm not a board member, so I'd like to now, if I may.
Thank you.
Strickland, S-T-R-I-C-K-L-A-N-D. We had a little problem with the town of Pahrump when it came to our appointments for the boards. So I'm concerned, I don't know when appointments are up for each one of you. I don't know when each one of you have a date that you have your appointment expires. And so I'll give you an example. The town of Pahrump has the Pahrump Arena Committee. We had 4 members that appointments were due January 2023, and they're not being appointed now. One got appointed May 16th, and 3 will be appointed June 6th. They're barely able to have a meeting now during this month because the appointments were not advertised and agendized, and it takes a long time, is my point. And so I would like it very much if you would have the general manager make sure we're giving enough time for that to happen, please, so that doesn't happen. And I'm gonna watch it in the future now I know it's January for that board. I could figure out when it is for all the other boards and have ticklers.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Thank you.
I did find in my office a previous document by a previous administrator that had a schedule that broke down that it's every 2 years that the commission makes its appointments, and the off cycle. There's 4 on, 3 off. And I've discussed the matter with Tim Sutton, the manager of the county, and we are on track to get some answers there. There is a SOP or a previous situation, so it's clear on what we need to do. We just gotta figure out who's in which chair and when they're supposed to go out. We have plenty of time.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you, Chair.
It is underway.
Yeah, thank you very much, because it's a concern, because when the board was resettled and appointments were made, they've been made at the same time. And so all of those board members technically could be up at the same time, and you'd have a 0 board. So we have to be very careful of that, and thank you for bringing that to our attention again. Appreciate it. Is there any other board members?
This is a follow-up to that, so the question I think would then come into play would be, say there's a appointment that comes due, say, January 1st. It doesn't get filled till July. Does that 2-year appointment start from July forward, or does it start from the January 1st when that vacancy happened for? Probably from the January 1st forward, and he said that's why we had the 2-year cycle, 4 1 year, 3 the next. So irregardless of when we were actually basically appointed to the board by the commission. There could have been several months that elapsed on that cycle already.
That is my concern, because I don't know what your cycle is. And I've been a commissioner for 4 years and sitting these, along with our other fellow board members, and didn't realize it was so readily, I mean, it's gonna be like January, March, it's gonna be a quarterly thing, and I didn't realize that. So I'm just now learning it, so I didn't wanna learn the hard way with you guys, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Strickland, for your concern and looking out for us. We started with 4 board members when we restarted, and then we've attached 2 more, and we still have 1 open position, and that'll create the cycle for 4 on, 3 off, and we'll be doing 4 and 3 every other year.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Yeah, I have a couple of comments. Well, a comment and a question. I know my,
Just a moment.
Mr. Holden, can we open up number 13, please?
Yes, this
Oh.
is general public comment. I'll close item number 12, general public comment, and we'll open 13.
Item number 13, board comments. This item limited to announcements and to proposed future workshops and agenda items.
I just want to say, I know my term is up at the end of the county's fiscal year next year. June 30th is when my term is up. And then I had a question for the manager. I know we've been discussing our ability to make a county regulation that you're working on. Can you